It's time for episode 3 of our color demo series. Today, I've got 4 colors to show you. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to SDG. I am pumped to bring you episode 3 in our new color demo series, where I'm partnering up with Epic Bait Molds to show you guys what all these colors look like. We will once again be using the 3.5-inch rocket mold, rocket grub, to do so. Today I've got 2 pairs of 2 to compare and contrast. I'll let you know what those colors are in just a minute. But first, another tweak, another adjustment to the format. When I was thinking about this series, I really wanted it to be a short form, quick, easy reference that you guys could go to find a quick answer. Somehow I lost the bubble on why we were using the bait that we were using. When I was originally thinking about this color demo series, I thought bait is going to be key. We've talked about that before, because we wanted one bait that had thick portions of it to see what the color would look like in the thickest part of the bait, and we wanted the same bait to have thin portions in it so that you could see what it would look like more transparent. Somewhere along the way, I started shooting it at 2 different levels, or 4 different levels, really, if you think about it. And maybe that's, I don't know, maybe that's a little overkill. So here are our dirty orange rocket grubs from last time. This is the translucent one, and this is the one that's got twice as much colorant in it. Well, when I bring the darker one up next to the body, so when I bring the thinner parts of the darker one up next to the body of the more translucent, it's very, very similar. So what I discovered, what I realized, is that we can get the results here by only having to shoot this thing once and cut down significantly on the time. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to attempt to shoot these one time. We'll see what the color looks like in a more opaque sense, if the color gets opaque in the body, and then we'll see what it looks like as a more transparent, thinner portions through this elongated tail. You guys let me know if you think that's a good idea, if that's still helpful to you, gives you a good sense of what the colors look like. Speaking of colors, let's go through what we're going to demo today. Really, it's kind of a compare and contrast. So what I've done is I've pulled out the Lureworks Nightcrawler. Interesting color, I've never seen this one. And I'm going to compare and contrast that to the MF Earthworm Blue. So we've got similar ideas here. We'll see how they look and how they compare. Likewise, Pearl X Pearl Powder has a duo color called Violet Brass, and Barlows in their color shift selection also has a Violet Brass. So I thought it'd be kind of cool to show you these two and how they are similar or how they're different. All right, guys, that's the colors today. Let's get started.
Some get hooked the day they're born. Some fall into it as time moves on. Some are defenseless when Cupid strikes, but I've been heartless ever since I opened my eyes. I'm gonna run from love. Yeah, I'm gonna run from love. Ain't nobody gonna get me to slow it down. I'm gonna run from love. Some are weary and some are lost. Some keep their spirits up at any cost. Some pay the price and some only talk. But I've been feeling nothing since the day I could walk. I'm gonna run from love. Yeah, I'm gonna run from.
All right, let's take a look at these. I've got Lureworks on the left and MF on the right. You could tell just by first glance those are night and day different. So let's take a look at the Lureworks first. There's that purple sheen. Makes sense for a Nightcrawler. I'm digging this color. I like that a lot. We'll pull it out here in just a sec. Let's compare and contrast now. Let's see here. I mean, it's a cool color. This one's got me all kinds of perplexed. I mean, if I was to look at that, my first inclination would not be Earthworm. I mean, this one, just because of the brown tones, and it makes sense. I guess if I look closely, I can see maybe some brown highlights, but when I look at this color, I'm thinking like swim bait body, maybe more so than anything else. Anyway, let's pull them out and compare them side by side. Maybe that'll help. There you go. Very interesting take on supposedly the same idea. Let's go on to the next one and compare our violet brass options. And now our violet brass. So on the left is Pearl X, and on the right is Barlows. Got to keep that straight because, man alive, these are almost identical, which is pretty cool. So if you run out of one, you can pick it up from the other, but we'll see once we look at the bait if that is really the case. So this is Pearl X. That is a gorgeous color. You see the brass micro, it's not really micro flake, but that brass highlight coming through and hitting the light. That is cool. And now the Barlows. Same thing. You see that brass highlight coming right through the middle as the light hits it. Very nice. Yeah, let's look at these side by side. Again, Barlows is on the right and Pearl X is on the left. Man, those are virtually identical. So this is one of those cases where, as I mentioned, if you run out of one or you can't find one, sometimes the Pearl X stuff, if you don't have a Hobby Lobby near you, it can be hard to find, or on Amazon it's pretty expensive to buy it just by itself. This Barlows would be another great option. You can just go there. And vice versa, right? If Barlows runs out, you know you can go to Pearl X and find something similar. So I'll give you guys another close-up of all those baits at the end of the video, just like I always do. But first, let's add some flake and see what kind of juicy creation we can come up with. That's right. SDG now has the epic Whipwad. Let's open it up and I'll tell you what I did. Oh yeah. So the top two, or the top color, is our violet brass. And obviously they were so similar that I just combined them. I added some medium silver flake and some experimental flake that Matt over at Barlows sent me. It's not something they're going to carry, but he thought I could have some fun with it. So threw a little bit of that in there as well. And then on the bottom, I combined the two as well, which I know is the easy button, but I thought, you know, the brown and the purple obviously are going to work together, and the other MF color had a little hint of blue, which I always liked with brown, and it was altogether clear, right? So there they are. Wow, what a bait! First time I've ever shot this mold, by the way. I just got it yesterday. That's pretty awesome. Oh, and I added copper. I know I use copper all the time on this channel, but how could I not add copper to a brownish bait or brownish base when there's brass in with the violet? I had the hook slot in there this way, so it's a solid body. You can actually flip that over and make a hook slot inside the bait if you want, but I shot these solid. Let's flip it. Let's put the brown on top and the purple on the bottom and see what that looks like. Here we go. This could be pretty cool. Got that natural brown on top instead of the purple, and I took the liberty of switching the hook slot insert so you guys can see what that looks like. See how the hook slot, now I've got a, just reverses there, but ooh, I think I like that better. Let's get these out. There's the hook slot. So there you go. I definitely like this better. I like the brown on top. What do you guys think? Brown on top or that violet? Oh yeah. Those turned out sweet. Man, what a mold. Let me give you guys one more close-up of everything we made today, and then we will wrap this thing up.
You treat me like you do. It's a deal breaker, baby, when you treat me like you do. Seems all you do these days is make me down and blue. I said it's a deal breaker, baby.
Alright guys, that's going to do it for today. Thanks again to Epic Bait Molds for joining me in this collaboration and bringing this demo series to the bait making world. I'm definitely going to be looking for the comments about the new format to make sure that this revised approach gets you guys what you need and is still very helpful. If you enjoyed today's video and you'd like to see more lure building or demos just like this, then click right here. If you're curious about the name SDG, then click right here. Otherwise, until the next build, I'll see you guys in the shop.